right, the nosy neighbor email. Is she being nosy, or is there really a reason to get in on this whole thing or not?
All right, so the email starts, let me start by saying I wasn't trying to eavesdrop.
Uh-huh.
But when you're outside watering your plants and your neighbors are yelling, your ears perk up, okay? I didn't choose the drama chose me.
Always does.
Here's what they were fighting about. He sold her bike on Facebook Marketplace without asking.
Ooh.
But here's the twist. She hadn't ridden it in 3 years. It had 2 flat tires and was hanging sideways in the garage like a forgotten artifact. His defense, you clearly don't use it. It was taking up space, and the guy gave me $60 cash. Her response, it's not about the bike. It's the fact that you didn't ask. Also, I was going to start riding again.
Mm-hmm.
He offered to buy her a new one, but she said, I don't want a new bike. I want my bike. And honestly, I get both sides. I was just sitting over there watering my plants. But also, it was her bike. I'm totally on her side. But now I feel weirdly involved. Like I want to knock on the door and say, hey, I support your emotional connection to your bike. Let's go find it. But also, how do you explain how you know? So what do? Do I keep my mouth shut and pretend I don't know anything? Or do I tell her she's right, even if it outs me as an eavesdropper? Thanks, nosy neighbor.
That would be so bizarre. To have a neighbor come up and go, hey, I just want to let you know, I heard the conversation. I'm totally on your side. That's weird.
That's creepy.
I am always a little bit surprised by the appetite that our listeners that email us have to run into dramatic situations rather than run away from them. I would totally stay away from this. And as far as the argument goes, if I'm eavesdropping on you eavesdropping, she has every right to be upset. It's her bike. Wasn't his call to make.
Can't disagree. I feel exactly the same. I think it's super weird for you to go over there and knock on her door and tell her that you agree with her. That is probably not going to go the way you think it's going to go. Right. I would look at you like, that would be super weird. And as far as the bike, I'm on her side too. I do get where he's coming from. Like, you feel like somebody hasn't used it. You're not going to use it. You can know that all you want. You still have to ask.
I would feel so validated as the neighbor.
Really?
Because think about the things, even though it seems random and petty to the rest of the world, to have somebody swoop in and be like, you know that thing that nobody else is going to care about? I want to let you know I care about it. And I really feel like that would forge your bonds as neighbors. Now, I don't really know how you're going to smoothly approach it, because I do think knocking on the door and saying, hey, let's find your bike is a little weird. But I do think if you see her like out and about, like trimming the hedges or whatever, I think if you bop over and say, hey, I couldn't help it here because y'all were yelling.
Yeah.
I heard the thing about the bike. I want to let you know, like, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm here for you, girlfriend.
I have so many questions about the bike, though. Like, has he brought it up to her numerous times? Like, are you going to, like, the history, like, there could be a rich history here with the bike and him, like, nagging her about it because he wants to make room in the garage.
Doesn't matter. He could have asked her a million times. If she said, yeah, I'm going to get on that at some point or another, doesn't matter, her bike.
Yep. And then when it comes to the neighbors, I have questions. Like, we are significantly close with a couple of our neighbors. So I would have no issue going over to my next door neighbor and being like, hey, by the way, I overheard you, and I am 1000% on your side. So if you have rapport with them and you can have a conversation like that, I actually see no issue with it. But if you're like a neighbor that you never talked to and it would be like your first interaction with them, absolutely not. I just feel like there's a lot of extenuating circumstances here that have to be weighed in as far as what to do.
I'm not touching it.
I'm staying out of any couple's argument.
Yes.
I'm all set.
Especially in the neighborhood, because you don't want any kind of tension in your neighborhood. You want to be able to drive up, and when you're in your driveway, not have to worry that you're going to see the neighbor that you have tension with. I stay away from all that.
I also just don't want to live next to a couple that's in a fight. You know what I mean? I want this girl to win, and then they can move on. They can get the bike back, and she can go on her little bike rides in peace.
If you don't want me to be all up in your business, don't be out in your yard yelling and hollering. That way I can hear everything you're saying.
That's fair, but something tells me them plants got a lot more water that day.
They are drenched. They are drowning.
The Bert Show.